Yo, what's up YouTube? Lova here, back again, another week, another video. And this week the topic will be about the biggest flips and the biggest flops I've taken while reselling. So I won't go in to say I'm the biggest reseller because I'm definitely not, but as a secondary income I think I've done pretty well. And over the years I've definitely taken a lot of L's, a lot of W's, and definitely learned a lot of life lessons that I think will apply to things outside of sneakers and outside of reselling. So I figured, why don't I make a top 5 list, top 5 L's and top 5 W's, flip flops, whatever you want to call it, what I've had during reselling sneakers. Alright, so number 1, it might not be what you expect. I gotta get in my dad mode, I'm sorry. But this is something I wish I learned earlier and I wish I did. Because if I did, I'd be in a much better position than I am now. And that is, I wish I would have saved a lot more of the money I made back then instead of waiting till now. So essentially, listen, back then, sneaker game was much more profitable. You could have made $500 to $1,000 easily per shoe that you bought to resell. And back then, I wasn't really saving money. As fast as I was getting the money is when I'd spend it. I traveled a lot, I spent a lot of money out. And this is especially when I was in college. So I kind of was balling, I was living a lifestyle I shouldn't have. And I kind of regret it now because if I would have saved some of that money, it would have helped in the long run. I could have bought properties, I could have done other things, not to be in like the real estate LLC bag. I'm just saying, like, I could have definitely been in a better position than I am now. And not to say that I'm in a bad position, but it would have been better. Imagine having another $20,000, $30,000 in your pocket when you graduate college. I could have put that towards loans or a car or anything, right? So if anything, please, if you're trying to get into reselling, just start saving. Put at least 10, 20, 30% of your earnings to the side and just let it sit. Don't touch it. Believe me, it's going to help in the long run. All right, number 2 has to do with the Bread 11s that came out about 5-6 months ago. I don't remember exactly right now, but essentially I took a pretty much a big L on that, and the only reason I say I took an L is because I spent a lot of money and made nothing back. The only reason I bought those shoes is because GOAT put out a promotion saying like, hey, if you buy these shoes and sell on our platform, you'll get $20 per pair. But what happened is I didn't look into the detail. I just saw the one headline and said, oh, I'm gonna buy as many as possible and get the coupon and try to buy something for myself with those codes. But what happened is the codes didn't stack. It was only 10 pairs you could sell that would give you the 10 codes. So I think I bought like 30 pairs expecting to make $20 per shoe. I didn't. I only made $20 for the first 10 I sold, and they didn't even stack. So really, it was nothing for me to use. I didn't use the codes. They ended up expiring for me. So I'm gonna put that as an L just because it was a lot of money I spent and I didn't really need to. All right, so for the third top flop is essentially selling shoes way too early. And just talking about this hurts, like it hurts bad because I'm just thinking of all the money I would have made if I just would have held on to shoes a little bit more longer rather than selling them quickly. And granted, a lot of times I sell shoes quickly is because I don't want to get burnt in the long run. But me being in the game so long, I should know that some shoes you hold on to rather than not. And those shoes are specifically like the Travis Scott 4s that came out, the Prestos Off-White, the Off-White UNCs, and the Off-White Serenas. I think all those, if I would have held on to them, I would have made hundreds of dollars more, specifically the Travis Scott 4s. I think I sold those for like $300. And I look now and they're like selling for $700, which is crazy. Or the Serenas or the Prestos or the UNCs. I mean, I sold those all for under $1,000 and they're all selling for $1,000 or more. It is what it is. I wish I could go back and pass and then just hold on to them a little longer, but at the end of the day, I still made some money, but not as much as I could have. All right, so number 4 is a big one. It's a really big one I experienced, and this actually hurt me and almost knocked me out of the game of reselling. And what happened was PayPal closed my account because I made it when I was under the age of 18. So story time, this happened around 2018, February 2018 exactly, I remember. And this was when I was at the heyday of selling pre-orders on eBay. So I'm telling you, like, I was selling for certain shoes, I was selling maybe $3,000, $4,000 worth of shoes for one release, pre-orders, making my $300, $400, $500 on top and just selling them. And it was a good game. And at a certain point, I was getting like $10,000 a month in just pre-orders. And it just happened to be a month where I got pre-orders and my money got stuck in the account because what happened was, I don't know how, but PayPal found out that my account was made when I was under the age of 18 and they shut my account down. And what happens is when they shut your account down, all the funds are frozen. So imagine you have pre-orders that you gotta buy these shoes, you have $10,000 plus sitting in your account that you're gonna use to buy the shoes, now I can't, so now I have to use my own money, I gotta buy these shoes for these people, ship it out to the people, and just hope that PayPal refunds me the money. Now, what happened was, I ended up buying the shoes for the people, I sent them out, but that $10,000 was on hold. It was on hold for 6 months and I couldn't get it. So that kind of knocked me out the game because that was a lot of the funds I used to buy and sell shoes. And a lot of it I was kind of overreaching. I was touching money that I really shouldn't have used, such as savings. So that really knocked me out the game and it hurt me a lot. And to be honest, I didn't resell for a good while after that just because I was stung, man. I felt bad about it. I was scared to get back to the game because I was like, listen, if this happens again, I'm done. And this was at the time I was living with my parents. Now I don't. So if this ever happened to me again, man, I would be screwed. You know, even though this isn't my primary source of income, it's still a big chunk of it. So if I would have been stuck or if I got in that limbo again, man, it would be terrible. So a word of advice, if you're under the age of 18, please do not make a PayPal account, or if you do, maybe use a parent's, because they will lock it down and they would shut it down and they'll hold your money. It happened to me and it sucked. All right, so my top 5 flop is a bad one. This one almost knocked me out the game completely. Way worse than the PayPal situation. And essentially what happened was the SNESs, I don't know if people remember, but they released in around 2018. And previous to that, the NESs released in 2017. And I saw how much those were selling for. I think retail was $89.99 and they were reselling for $250. So crazy profits for just a small amount of money you gotta put in at first. So I thought, hey, this is gonna happen again for the SNESs. I might as well just cash out and buy as many as possible. So what I did, like an idiot, I bought, I think, maybe 60 of them for resale at $125 a piece. You do the math on that, that's more than $7,000 to $8,000. And I thought I was gonna make double my money. I thought they were gonna sell for $250 again. I'm gonna make $8,000 in profit. Hooray, I made a lot of money. I crashed out. That didn't happen. They ended up restocking over and over and over and over again. And I was stuck with product I could not sell. I didn't want to sell them for less than what I paid. I paid $125 for each, and I had, I think, 60 at the time, like I said. So literally just sitting in my closet. And you can see here, I had a bunch of them. I had literally a bunch that were stacked in my bedroom. And it was at a certain point, this was, I think, after the holiday season, so people didn't really want them. I just had to sell them for less than what they were at retail. I think I ended up selling them for around 60 bucks a pop. So I lost a crap ton of money, a lot of money. And I think the worst part about it is I maxed out my credit card buying these at the time. So not only am I paying interest payments on those months of trying to pay off the car, waiting for me to cash out on the SNESs, I never did. So I lost money on interest payments and I lost money on the SNESs in total, and I lost a bunch of money. And this almost knocked me out because this was at the time where I was moving on my own. I think at the time I was living on my own. So not only am I paying my bills, not only am I struggling, I wasn't making that much money at the time on my primary source of income. I was losing money every single day. Hundreds of dollars I lost in a week. So I'd say that's a top 5 L, and I think that was pretty much my worst L I've taken reselling. I haven't really done that bad recently. And I think the experience and lesson I learned at that point was to never put all your eggs in one basket. Because if I didn't, and I just would have bought maybe 20 or 30, yeah, I still would have taken an L, but it wouldn't have been as bad as what I did buying all those systems. All right, we're done with the L's. Let's talk about the W's, because those L's are bad, man. Those are bringing up some bad times. But we're gonna talk about the W's and the flips I've made that made pretty good money, gave me good experience. And we're gonna go all the way back to 2016. 2016, this is when Adidas was in their heyday. This was even before Yeezys were really big like that. No, I think they were big, and this is what made this model super popular, were the NMD runners. Now, now you can get them for less than retail almost, but back in the day, man, 2016, they were reselling for a lot of money. And this is when people, I think, weren't that knowledgeable about it, so they were sitting in the mall. I remember vividly in college going to the mall almost every single day and cashing out on NMDs, and I think they were 110 in profit or 110 in retail, and I was selling them for 160 in profit. And this was the easiest money I ever made. Because I just kept going back to the mall every week as they'd restock and just sell them on Go or StockX or in person. I'll put some pictures up. You'll see the older models, man. And like now, nobody wears them. Nobody even cares about them. But I'm telling you, back in the day, man, certain models were reselling for so much money. And it's insane now to think how the trends of sneakers change, right? This was only 4 years ago, and now nobody wants them. Nobody cares about them. But back then, dude, they were the hottest shoe on the block. All right, so number 2. Interesting shoe, only because they've restocked 4,000 times. Like everyone and their mom has them. I think this was the turning point for Adidas, and this is the Adidas Yeezy Boost Cream Whites. When they first came out, I was making good money on them. I think I might have had 2 or 4 pairs. I don't remember if I bought them in store or bought them. Who knows? But I was literally making $500 after sale, which is nuts. Not all profit, obviously. I'm not accounting for the shoe cost, but I was getting $500 back per shoe, which is crazy because you will not get that for that shoe right now. I think you might get 500 bucks just for 2 pairs, let alone 1. So just goes to show you, shoes change so quickly in value and time, and what's popular, what's not. And the value of the shoes a lot of times is indicative on how many times the retail manufacturer will restock them. It's really not up to the sellers and the buyers like a lot of people think. I know a lot of people hate resellers. They think we control the price. We really don't. It's up to the consumer and up to the manufacturer on how many times they release them and how much people actually want the shoe. Number 3, I like this because these were used shoes. I wore them for a good amount of time and I ended up making a huge amount of profit. And these were the Cream Ultra Boost 1.0s. And this is back in 2017. I think I bought them used on a Facebook group for $250. Yeah, it was $250. I remember messaging the guy. I was like, hey, listen, I'll buy them right now because I knew the value of the shoes. He might have needed money. I don't know. I don't know why he sold them. He might have needed the money. Who knows? But at the end of the day, I hit a lick on them because for one, nobody had them. And these are only popular because Kanye West wore them during a concert, I think, or a music video, whatever it was. So these are super limited to get. And then you had one of the biggest rappers at the time wearing them. You know, it's a win-win. So I bought it for $250, I think in January, wore them all the way till July, and then ended up selling them for like $415, which is crazy. I made almost $200 in profit, beat the hell out of these shoes, traveling them. I think I went to Austin, Texas, wearing these shoes. Like, I wore them everywhere, man. I loved them, got a lot of compliments, and just ended up selling them and making good money. Thank God, even though they still sell for good money, but there's no way I get that much money now for having them being used, and especially the wear and tear I put on them. All right, so number 4, big flip are the Jordan 1s Royals. And this is the beauty of buying shoes in hand, in person, same day, and then being able to sell them the same day. What happened is, I'm gonna say it, I had bodies buying these shoes for me. I mean, I had people, I think I was paying them $20 to wait in line with me and buy these shoes. And if I remember correctly, I had about 11 pairs. I'll throw a picture up real quick. And I had good sizes. I had really good sizes. And with this shoe, I don't think I sold any online. I might have sold them all in person for around $280. Some were $315 depending on the size, because some are obviously more lucrative than the others. But on average, I think I sold each shoe for around $270, right? $280, and after paying $20, I paid maybe $260. So each shoe I made $100, and I had 11 pairs. That's $1,100 in one day on a GR shoe. Granted, I spent around $2,000 to buy them, but you're talking almost a 50% return. That's insane. There's no stock, nothing I know of that you can make that much money that quickly. I mean, if you think about it, do the math, I might have did what, 4 hours of work and made $1,000. You're talking $250 an hour. Man, I don't know what other W I've taken except the last one, which I'll bring up next, where I made so much money so quickly. So the last one, this is crazy, man. And the only reason I say this is crazy because this isn't even sneaker related. This is strictly just reselling an item I had no idea about and found out the market is huge. And it was reselling these silver dollar American Eagle coins that came out last year in 2019. So it was recently, and let's just say it right now, I made over $10,000 selling these coins, and the coins only cost me $65 each per retail, which is crazy. I'll give you the backstory. Part of a group I'm in called RC. They told people, hey, buy these coins. They're gonna be selling for a good amount of money. Everyone thought they were gonna resell for around $400 profit. So I figured, hey, $65 investment, why not? Let me just pay some people to buy them for me. So that's what I did. I ended up getting 8 coins. I got 3 myself just by checking out, and I think I paid other people around $60 each to buy the coins for me. So total, I had 8 coins, and I sold them all for $400. I was like, hey man, I made a couple $1,000. That's cool. And then every single day, the value was going up and up and up and up. I mean, you go to sleep one day, the value is at $400. The next day, it's at $500. Then the next day, it's at $650. The next day, at $700. And it just kept happening and kept happening. And I had a decision to make. It was either sell them and ship them to the buyers for $400 like I originally did, or hold on to them for a little longer and make more money. So I did what any other dirtbag would do, and I canceled all those orders on eBay for $400, and I held on to them. And thank God I did. As much as, I mean, I don't feel bad for the people who bought them because they were also coin buyers who bought in bulk to resell later on. So, listen, I don't really care. I had to do what I had to do. But eventually, I ended up selling each coin on average for around $1,200, right? So I made around almost $10,000, $9,600 off of some coins where the initial investment was like, what, $600? Which is crazy. I've never made that much money on any flip with that much profit margin. I mean, I made over 4,000%, which is crazy. And to this day, it's insane. I mean, you'll see a picture of the coins. I never expected these coins to sell for that much money. And that's why I say I think this is a once in a year lick. Every year I feel like I hit some type of lick, but this was the biggest and this was the most profitable. It helped a lot actually because this was at the time where I was moving, helped me move to this place, helped with the deposit, all sorts of stuff like that. So great move, great lick. And look, listen, this isn't a plug or anything, but shouts to the group RC because if it wasn't for them, there would have been no way I would have knew about this. And that's it, man. Those are my biggest flops, my biggest flips, reselling. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget, The subscriber giveaway is still going. I think I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. 3 more thousand subscribers and I'll be giving away $350 in credit to go to StockX to buy whatever you want. Whether it's a shoe, clothes, I could care less, man. Listen, gear up, do what you gotta do. Just subscribe, like the video, share, and I think just follow my Instagram, and that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tune in next week for the next one, and have a good weekend. Peace.